The African legislators' Deliberative Barometer and Policy Focus Productivity Report is a flagship project of the ERGAF Africa Legislative Governance Innovation Hub. ERGAF Africa is Erudite Growth and Advancement Foundation. It's actually a non-profit policy, citizens, tech, and data-oriented organization that is focused on enhancing legislative institutions' accountability in Nigeria and in Africa, and empowering citizens with information through data to be able to make sense of legislative governance practices and procedure. Our pioneer project started with our National Assembly Deliberative Barometer and Policy Focus Productivity Report. The report basically measures the plenary agility of the legislature at the federal level and all 469 legislators in Nigeria. And we are ready with the first session of the 10th National Assembly report. This barometer is groundbreaking. This is the first time this level of comprehensiveness will be used in terms of indicators to project and provide citizens with data-oriented information to be able to understand how the legislature works.
For the National Assembly Deliberative Barometer report, I was part of the data enumerator team. I directly gathered and verified plenary contributions records of all 469 legislators. One challenge was accurately identifying members during plenary session when they didn't state their names or their name tags weren't visible, which required careful cross-checking and verification against official records and photos. The report itself is groundbreaking as it doesn't just measure productivity, it also reveals how legislators translate citizens' voices into policy making.
As a data enumerator for this barometer project, one of my observations was the female involvement in the plenary session. The ratio of male to female legislators is 96 to 4%, despite the gender imbalance in the Senate. Senator Idiat Adebuye is the top performing senator in Lagos State, based on the NAS Deliberative Barometer report.
With the National Assembly Deliberative Barometer report, we have gone beyond bill tracking into granular data of representation, such as motions, petitions, and contributions to debate. From the Senate, the senator with the most contributions to debate was Senator Barak Jibril, while in the House was Professor Honorable Julius Unveil. Now, if you go towards most substantive motions, we also have Professor Honorable Julius Unveil as the top, while in the Senate, we have Senator Michael Okoyemi as the top performing in terms of substantive motions. With these reports, the citizens, media, and policymakers can independently access and interrogate the productivity of the National Assembly.
At ERGAF Africa, we don't just collect data, we tell the real story behind legislative governance by measuring how effectively the National Assembly delivers on its mandate. This report inspires accountability, transparency, and better policy outcomes.
On Thursday, the 21st of August 2025, it will be a historic day in the history of Nigeria democratic experience, as ERGAF Africa and partners will be unveiling the first session of the 10th National Assembly Deliberative Barometer and Policy Focus Productivity Report. The critical stakeholders and dignitaries that will be at the program and the unveiling include a leadership of the National Assembly, members of the National Assembly, civil society organizations in Nigeria, especially those in governance and accountability space, policy experts, members of the public who are thought leaders and leaders of professional bodies, because we believe together we can build and strengthen the institution of the legislature to contribute better to governance outcome in Nigeria.